Hi, welcome to your pick a card reading for How Do They Feel About You. I have been dying to do this reading for about 3 days and I have finally managed to get here to do it. Okay, so this is the right time. You've got 3 piles of cards in front of you, number 1, number 2 and number 3. I really want you, if you can, to invest in this reading, okay? To invest in the messages that are going to come out for you. We're both working on this reading together. I have a real sense of you being invested, me being invested, and some really powerful messages coming to you, okay? So if you can soften your gaze, if you can get right into your intuition and just see gently which pile you are drawn to for your answers, 1, 2 or 3, go to the description box and I have time stamped number 1, number 2 and number 3, and you can go straight to your messages. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hi, you chose number 1. I'm just unpacking your cards. I don't actually look at the cards as I'm putting together a pick a card reading. I choose them blind because I don't know why, it just works better for me in that way, okay? So we've got oracle cards, we've got the tarot cards, I've got Brian and Wendy Frood cards, which is Heart of the Fairy. So we've got fairy cards, oracle cards and tarot cards. You've got some really interesting stuff in here, okay? There will be an extended reading, the link's in the description box for your number 1, and that will be some shadow work and some channeling and just going deeper into this reading, okay? But let's kick off. This is quite big, as the actress said to the bishop. Okay, we'll go with this, Loyal Heart. Now, this particular oracle deck, this is Wisdom of the Oracle. To my best of my knowledge, it has 1 love card, I think. Yeah, it has 1 love card. And there's about 42 cards in the deck, okay? And hand on heart, da-dum, da-dum, this is one of my favourite cards, okay? And I dreamt about this card recently. I dreamt about the owls. So the spirit animal here, and I don't do a lot about spirit animals, but we're going to go for it because I do a lot of hunches, and my hunch here is that an owl is your spirit animal when it comes to how this person feels about you, and also not just that, okay, but the whole situation surrounding it. What I can definitely see for you, number 1, is that there is some drama, okay? Yes, there's karmic drama, there's normal drama, and there's drama to come, okay? This is not an easy peasy lemon squeezy relationship. That's the best way that I can put it. But that loyalty card, when you see those 2 owls together, there is something so deep and solid between you and this person, okay? They see you underneath as an ally. Spiritually, you are an ally. It's not been easy. It's not easy for you. It's not easy for them. I feel like this person is an incredibly independent soul. Some of us are, well, I mean, we're all born into the world fresh and new, aren't we, really? I remember when my son was born, I remember looking at him and just knowing that, not a blank page, but just that the potential and the beauty of a newborn baby. And then things happen, don't they, along the way? We're human, we have a life. The person that you're dealing with, I feel like there has been a rupture. I don't even know where I'm getting that word from because it's not a word that I've normally got, just waiting to be said. There's been a rupture. There's not only been a rupture in their maybe childhood or in a relationship they've had before you, like a marriage or, a close, when I say close relationship though, I tell you what I'm getting. I'm not getting close as in they had a close love relationship, but I'm getting more that they had a toxically close relationship, which may have been close in the sense of, you know, when you can't get away from somebody, it feels like that kind of enmeshment. Now, they may have also had that in their childhood, and what we tend to find with relationships, and this is why I do extended readings as well for these, is because relationships are a mirror. You know, A Course in Miracles says, love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed. It took me years to understand what that meant, okay? When you get into a relationship, and I'm not talking here about whether that relationship is weeks, months, years, you know, whether it is successful, as in you stay together or you don't stay together. I'm talking about the real sense of two humans in relationship, no matter what happens, whether that's separated relationship, together relationship, just in relationship. When you're in that kind of relationship with somebody, in this kind where we've got this loyal heart, I mean, some people call it a soul contract. I try not to put labels on things too much, because I think it narrows things down. And, you know, I'm a Pisces and I can't narrow things down. I have to make things wider. So if you want to call it a soul contract and that language speaks to you, it's certainly coming into my head. So I just want to tell you that. If you want to call it, I don't know what you want to call it what you like, because it's your reading, and we talked about this at the beginning. You're invested in this. The messages are for you. There is a certain way in which you and this person are cleaved together in this beautiful way here. This card is so very, very significant. But at the same time, there is difficulty. There's been that trouble and strife. There is difficulty. Whispers of Love Oracle deck, which I have not used for about a year or two, actually. I had to crack it open for this. We get be supportive. Show you care. Make a genuine effort to show that you care. Now, you know, let's get one thing straight here. I'm not talking about putting up with bad behaviour from somebody. You know, if this person's being neglectful or difficult, you might not want to be around them. And hey, I totally understand that. And, you know, I've done videos on my channel about finding your boundaries, and boundaries are very important. And I would actually say for you as well, in this, how they feel about you, number one, they may, and even if they are treating you as if they don't care, even if they are not in your orbit, if you're in separation or they're not coming forth with an awful lot, the way they feel about you is very attached. And I'm not sure they're 100% comfortable with that feeling, because in the past, I don't think that that has worked for them in a sense of being bruised, you know, of being let down, of being abandoned. I'm getting abandoned. Okay. At the same time, we got the Nine of Pentacles. They feel about you, or they see you as a very powerful person. They see you, and this, you know, it's this might annoy you actually. They see you as having everything together. Maybe having everything you need, being strong, having your life together, having your work sorted, just having your, you know, SH1T together. Nine of Pentacles, Venus and Virgo, okay? Now, I've been around long enough to know that when I see someone and I get a feeling they've got it all together, they've got it made and all that, it's time for me to wind my neck in and realise that everybody has private, personal difficulties and insecurities and whatever it takes to be human, okay? It's very complicated, it can be painful, it can be joyous. And this person, in how they feel about you, they sort of have you on a pedestal here of perfection and almost as if you don't need them. Okay, you don't need them. Now, on some level, you don't need them, because actually we don't entirely ever need another person. You know, we are whole and complete in ourselves. But on another level, you're only human. And I think what I would say about this is that you may be inclined to somehow rebalance this relationship, because the way that they feel about you is a mixture of being afraid to approach, being afraid to attach fully, and also thinking that you don't need them anyway, and giving you probably more confidence than you genuinely feel at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? This will resonate with you if it's resonating with you. So next to the 9 of Pentacles, I've got Justice. This is Libran energy, it's rebalancing energy, it's universal karma energy, okay? I feel like in this, there is a karmic element to your relationship. If you look at this Loyal Heart card, okay, you can see how they're on. I mean, I don't even know what that is, but it's like a circle and it looks like a world. We also have the World, which for me is a big karmic wheel, okay? It's often Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself, you know, where it's got its head in its mouth and the tail in its mouth, and it's in my end is my beginning, the beginning and the end is the same. Big, big karmic wheel. Last card of the Major Arcana here. I would say that there is going to be a shift. There's a big shift for you, and there's a big shift for them, okay? Now, I don't know what's going to come up in the extended, but sometimes when I do readings, there's a card that I feel is missing from the table, and it's the Tower in the reverse is missing from this reading, okay? Because I just feel that it is. I can't even explain it, and I don't really have to. It just is. There is some unfinished business. This person feels that there is unfinished business, and they don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to be the opener. They don't know what to do, okay? Brian and Wendy Frood, Heart of the Fairy Oracle, we get the Fixer. This is someone who has a whitewashy mop, and they lean over and they fix other people's mistakes, and they want to rescue, and they want to nurture. I would say, okay, number one, you are probably an empath. Now, I'm going to go 99% sure on that, and if I'm honest, I'm 100% sure, okay? I should have more confidence myself. You're an empath. You're a healer, probably psychic, because we've got that whole soul contract card. They need you for that. You can heal this person. The difficulty is that you as well, love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed. This person might raise patterns in you of rescuing, okay? And that's something that you should watch for, because it doesn't necessarily help this relationship. This person needs it. They need you. They are needy, actually. They feel needy about you. You may think, oh my God, they seem so confident. Again, you may think that of them, or the fact that they're not reaching out to you, or the fact that they are guarded and hidden about it. They are needy. They have a history of enmeshment. They have a history of toxic relationships. And I suppose from a self-preservation point of view for you, the 9 of Pentacles with Justice and the World is that for you this is also a cycle, and your experience and relationship with this person of learning to where you begin. I'm just looking because there are two crows. There are 2 crows on the roof opposite who are a pair. Now for me that is deep shadow work. 2 crows together, they're working together, they're on the roof of the house opposite me. I do see them sometimes. I don't know if crows are monogamous, but they are a pair, and they are together. So you and this person, in a way, you are a pair, okay? Almost whether you like it or not. But that doesn't mean that you need to be ever getting out the brush to fix things. Now, also we have the Oh No card. Now, oh no is when things happen. You get incidents, okay, and to an extent drama. This is that Tower in reverse, which as yet isn't in this reading, okay? There is... Stuff happens when this person is around, or when you and this person are connected. Stuff happens. It might be quantum. It might get sent out to the universe karmically in the Justice card and happen to other people. But to a certain extent, it happens to you guys, okay? It maybe has already happened. There may have already been dramatic kind of incidents around this person, or you've had dramatic incidents in your life, or they have, okay? So just know as well that it is not your job to heal those dramatic incidents. The Fixer and the Oh No card, obviously the Fixer's going to want to fix what's gone wrong. If you can, number ones, keep within yourself, okay? 9 of Pentacles. That person sees you as confident because underneath all your insecurities, when we become aware of our insecurities and our so-called weaknesses and our own neediness, when we really get to know and accept ourselves and our shadow side, okay, we really do become 100% of a person. So that's what your mission is, I suppose, or where this person puts you in how they feel about you. They see you as the ideal, and they also feel afraid to approach, okay? It's not your job to lean over and make them feel more comfortable, even though you're going to want to, because you're an empath, okay? Big reading, number one. I'm going to go and do your extended straight away with these cards. I'm going to look at where you can go from here, what you can do with this. I'm going to look at a bit of shadow work, what comes next, okay? I'm going to crack open a couple of different tarot decks as well. Then I'm going to have a lie down. So I'm going to put the link in the description box. I really hope this has brought you some messages, okay? Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side, okay? Namaste. Hello, number 2. Okay, let's have a look at your cards. Wow. You might have had a bit of difficulty choosing the 1, 2 or 3. I'm just getting the message that you might, sorry, I've got a really creaky chair, that you might have been kind of, oh, was it that you wanted this one and a different number at the same time, okay? Wow. So I've got different tarot cards in here from different packs, and I've got oracle cards. And we're going to have a look at how they feel about you, and we are also, there is an extended reading, and the link will be in the description box, where we do some channeling and some shadow work, and we just take the message further and deeper, okay? So let's kick off. Gosh. There's a big question here for you, I think, about whether this person is serious about you. I think that's the question, whether they are, whether they can be committed, whether they were committed, whether they are committed. I'm not sure. There's a kind of past, present and future vibe about this that I'm getting. We've got as your oracle card, Whispers of Love Oracle. Love is all around you, okay? There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as a truth. Well, sometimes there's nothing more irritating, isn't it, than someone telling you love is all around you when you're feeling, as I feel some of you are feeling, quite frustrated. And for some of you feeling a bit cheated. There's a feeling of suspicion for some of you. There's a feeling of not knowing if you can trust this person, not knowing if you can trust yourself, some of you, around this person. I'm getting a vibe for you, number 2, of a hot and cold feeling. A feeling of somebody who may come towards you when you move away from them, and then reach a certain point where you then lose them, okay? Just when you thought just when you thought, you know, you had them there, as in just when you thought they were there for you, or this person has trouble, is having trouble with the notion of commitment. They're having trouble with the notion of whether their life is in a place that they can be settled enough to offer a commitment. They feel they feel very attracted to you. Okay, they feel, I've got the Lovers here, okay? Gemini energy. They feel like you're someone they can really talk to. I think that this person and you have had, you may have had long conversations into the night. You know, those kind of conversations that you have where it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're talking about everything, you know, and you lose track of time and all that kind of feeling and energy I get for this, you and this person. But at the same time, there's this very real question that I think that they have in their mind, and I think you have in your mind, about whether this is real, whether this can actually work for the two of you, whether this can work in the real world. We have 2 different oracle cards from Wisdom of the Oracle here. We've got Deep Knowing. Now, Deep Knowing, particularly for me, ties in with eclipse energy. We have, you might have wanted to choose, some of you wanted to choose number 1, some of you wanted to choose number 3. I just got this sort of prevarication between 1 and 3 and 2 coming in. But anyway, Deep Knowing for me is based around eclipse energy. So, where's my moon diary? Is it here? We've got an eclipse in 2020, because this is timeless reading, but we've got an eclipse in 2020. I think on the 30th, interestingly, on the 30th of November, and I think it's in Gemini, which is the Lovers card, and it is. A full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. The Lovers is Gemini. 30th of November. Okay. And then a solar new moon eclipse on the 14th of December. Do you know what I'm going to do as well? I haven't done this yet, but I want to know, I think there'll be an eclipse in January 2021, and I think it's going to be really important to you. So I'm going to quickly whip out the 21 diary. These diaries, by the way, are from astrocal.co.uk. I have no financial connection with them, but I know that people always ask me where I get these diaries. It's from Astrocal. Right. Eclipses. Oh, okay, May. Lunar eclipse, 26th of May. Have a look on Google at that one, okay? Have a look for yourself on that one, because I think it's going to be really important. I'm not an astrologer. I don't know why it's really important, but it is, okay? And that's right the way forward into 2021. But actually, it's probably not as long as we think it is. Yeah. Let me just look. In Sagittarius again. Philosophy. Long-term travel, where you're going to live. You and this person, and philosophy and a love of knowledge and deep knowing seem to be very connected. But at the same time, there seems to be something, I think, a bit immature about how they feel. They feel a bit, you might be dealing with a Gemini, okay? Or that they have some Gemini in their chart. Their energy feels scattered. It feels flitty, because look, we have the Juggler. And the Juggler, this is Brian and Wendy Frood, Heart to the Fairy Oracle. The Juggler is somebody who has their fingers in lots of different pies, and they're kind of, you know, their energy is scattered. Their attention is very scattered. That this person, how they feel about you, changes a lot, and you can feel that. And again, you want to hold their attention, but their attention, not just to you, but to everything, I think, is very scattered. They feel scattered. Now, deep knowing, of course, is the philosophical side of it. It's the eclipse side of things. So note, those eclipses in November the 30th and December the 14th, 2020, moving into 2021 and where that takes us. Note that will give you deeper answers than you've got at the moment, but also it will give that person depth that they're lacking right now. It feels like sometimes the way they feel about you is shallow to you. They feel shallow. They feel this high sense of attraction, this high sense of chemistry. But it's that depth. Look, the other oracle card you get is Chopwood. For some reason, you feel there's a reason to keep going with this person, okay? You feel there's a reason to keep on trucking with this person, to keep the connection going, okay? And I'm going to explore that a little bit. Over here we've got the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But also it's the card of someone who shows up and is reliable, who keeps time. This person that you're dealing with, they may be a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. They may be a Pisces or have Pisces in their chart, or a Gemini or a Sagittarius, because we've got what I'm feeling here, and by gum do I know it because I'm a triple Pisces, so I'm full of it, mutability, which is the inability to sort of stay on one track, to be, and you can see it from this reading, I'm doing it now, it's scattering a bit. You can feel that scattered energy, okay? I'm channeling this scattered, making my nose itch. I'm channeling this scattered energy from your person, okay? And I've got enough of it of my own. You may be irritated with this person. They may make you angry. They feel like pushing your buttons, okay? They feel like pushing your buttons. There may be a musical connection with this person. They may be a musician, you may be a musician. Songwriting, lyrics, poetry, philosophy, all of that Sagittarian, they may be a Sagittarius, or you might be. All of that kind of Sagittarian energy is here. This has the potential to be a very good affair, as in, more of a short-term relationship. I'm not talking having an affair with someone who's taken. I'm talking, more of a love affair than a full-blown relationship is what I'm saying. I feel like there are times with this person where they feel very drawn to you, and then they feel like they're behaving like they feel, okay? They feel very drawn to you, and at those times they promise you the earth. And Seven of Cups is the card that I don't know if it's going to come up in the extended reading, but I'm feeling the Seven of Cups, okay? Which is a water sign card, and it's the energy of someone putting possibilities up in the air, and they look like beautiful, dazzling sweet shop cups. And then you go to take one, like, let's go on holiday, won't it be amazing? Well, I don't know if anyone goes on holiday now, but let's do this amazing thing. And then you go, oh, let's organise it, and it just poofs, it disappears. They've lost the momentum for it, okay? We've got the King of Pentacles in the upright, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse means that there is a sense of impatience. This person is impatient about skipping to a future with you, but at the same time it feels like they don't feel the need to give you a timeline of anything you can rely on as to how to get there, okay? Which I feel for you is a bit discombobulating. I get the feeling of discombobulation with this reading. How they feel about you is a bit mixed, it's a bit discombobulated, it's a bit scattered, it's high energy, it's very attraction based. Yeah, We've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now listen, this is Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Gemini we've been talking about with the lovers, and with the eclipse in Gemini that's coming in late November. There is some sense of release coming from this with this person. You may have been feeling like that, and there is a sense in the full moon, I think, any full moon eclipse, the next one coming up, of release of this situation, which will release you one way or the other. Now the other cards I get here, I get the song. The song comes when it's time to take off a mask and sing. Sorry, it's making my throat dry, which is weird. You may, some of you are singer-songwriters, or they are, or you sing about this person in the shower, or there's some kind of singing connection to this person. It's Gemini, it's lungs, it's Mercury, it's voice, it's singing, it's all of that energy. This person may be very good at words, at talking, at banter. There's going to come a time for you in this relationship where you need to sing your true song, okay? And then we get the Child. I love this card, I really do. This is gorgeous. For some of you, there may be an issue with this person about, I would say as well, and this is just a message for one or two of you, pregnancy is in this reading with the lovers and the Child. Yours or someone else's, okay, or the potential. So just be aware of that. I'm just making you aware that for some of you that potential or that issue is in here somewhere. But when we get that Child card as well, some of you may have been driven to sort of lose your mojo a little bit through this person's behaviour. And I think it's very important for you, that love is all around you card that was so irritating that I felt at the beginning. It's important for you to get back into that energy, that magical belief, especially if you're into conscious creating or manifesting. There may be an ability with your deep knowing to be able to manifest this into something more secure. But at the moment, it has this level of volatility about it that might be making you irritated. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at what they're not telling you is what I'm going to look at. What you don't know, because there's stuff that they're covering up or they don't tell you, or I don't know because I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to look at it because I'm hunched to look at it is what I'm trying to say. I'm getting a hunch to look at it. I'm going to channel and I'm going to look at the King of Pentacles, and also about, for some of you, whether to stay or whether to go, okay? So the link will be in the description box for you, number 2. And do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. Hi, number 3. Okay, welcome to your reading. I'm just putting your cards out here. Oh, that's interesting. You've got some really interesting cards here. There's something about patterns in relationships, okay? There's something in this relationship or how this person feels about you that is very resonant of a pattern you're already aware of, that you've been through in the past, or that they've been through in the past. We're looking at, I've got 2 or 3 different tarot decks out on the table, and I've got some oracle cards for you. There will be an extended reading to this, and the link's in the description box. When I've delivered this message to you about how they feel about you, what I then do is channel deeper, further, and we look at what's come up, the shadow side, all that kind of stuff. So, okay, let's kick off. Whispers of Love Oracle deck, look at the patterns in your relationships. Okay, straight out there. What is the pattern with this person? Something about how they feel about you triggers something that you've experienced before, okay? By the way, I've got a hot water bottle on my knee because it's cold. It triggers something they've experienced before. You're triggering a part of them that they've maybe never looked at, okay, before. I'm getting an image that you're a bit like the lighthouse to this person. So there's this kind of stormy sea, which I would imagine would be their kind of emotion. I feel like they are quite, not not disturbed, but they're definitely, things are not brilliantly easy for this person at the moment. I feel like in this stormy sea, or in the storm of their life, they see you as this sort of winking lighthouse, okay? Now, what do lighthouses do? They endure an awful lot of bad weather and a lot of stuff gets thrown at them. So I feel like you may have a pattern in your relationships of taking a lot of flack, taking a lot, and this could be your relationships that you've had with family, I think it is, family, friends. I think, number 3, that you are the listener, that people talk to you, they tell you things, okay? Not always things you want to hear necessarily, and you may have been a great listener for this person, and they definitely see you, how they feel about you is that you are this kind of beacon in a very stormy sea, okay? What that does for you, I don't know. Now, is this a pattern for you? Is it a pattern of being, you know, upright for somebody else, holding out for somebody else? Are you holding out for this person? Okay. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Could be you, could be them, could be fire sign. But more importantly, this person who is normally confident is not feeling so confident, okay? The way they feel about you is not so confident. It's, I think that they normally in their previous relationships have felt very confident, but there's something about this lighthouse thing, there's something about I tell you what I'm getting, right? I'm just going to spill it. So I'm getting Game of Thrones, Tyrion, okay? There's a character called Tyrion who says, I drink and I know things. You know things either about this person or about lots of people. So you must be intuitive. So you're probably got water sign stuff going on maybe in your chart or something. Some of you are Cancerians. This person is, the way they feel about you, they're very intrigued that you know things. You know things they can't know. And it bothers them. It bothers them, it interests them, it piques their excitement, okay? When we keep in mind that you need to look at your patterns in relationships, I think that what the problem here could be is if you absorb all their bad weather. You know, if you are the lighthouse, do you want to absorb all their bad weather? Is it a choice of yours to be putting out this much light, is what I'm saying? Because it certainly works for this person. You support this person. It feels good to them to have you in their life, okay? It feels good for them to know that you're around, but at the same time, I want you to be very aware of your own intuition about the situation. I've got the High Priestess in reverse, you see, and I think you're the High Priestess in this. Pisces energy, so you could be Pisces, certainly water sign energy sloshing around. But either way, okay, the High Priestess knows things. She doesn't need to drink, she knows them anyway. She is the intuitive, she's the empath. You might have been drawn to number 1 as well. But anyway, there's something where you disempower this person, but in a good way. This person may have previously been a bit of a player. They may be a bit of a player, and there's something about you, number 3, that disarms them. Okay, interesting. Now, I took a few extra cards for you, okay? In the extended, I'm definitely going to look at, I'm going to see what I'm going to look at by the end of this reading, but I can tell I'm going to look into the King of Wands in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. But for some reason, when I was putting together your cards, I felt like there wasn't enough, so I had to introduce a different deck. And this was interesting because I came up with, first of all, 2 aces. The Ace of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Swords in the upright. Brilliant knowing, epiphanies. there's something, this person that you're dealing with and how they feel about you, they often use their sexuality as a weapon. They often use their sexuality, and no, actually it's a harsh word, they're not using their sexuality. They experience their sexuality as a weapon. They experience their sexuality as powerful, okay? But when it comes to you, you disarm that power in them because you see past it. You see past this person's front. King of Wands in reverse is somebody who has a lot of game, they've got a lot of front, they've got a lot of swagger, a lot of chit chat, often very good physically with their body, quite sporty, or they like dancing, or, you know, they just, you know, if you think John Travolta strutting down the street in Staying Alive, that's the King of Wands type energy. But this High Priestess, and this is you bring something which takes away the Ace of Wands and brings the Ace of Swords. You help them to know. That's how they feel about you. You're the key. You help them to know. You help them to articulate how they feel and where they're coming from about life. You are the lighthouse in a storm. It's coming... I'm trying not to sound really phallic in this reading, but it's coming big, but it's coming into me, this lighthouse image. It's just completely, I can't get rid of it. So there may be a connection, just for one or two of you, between you and this person in a coastal town, the sea, you know, some sort of naval connection. Either way, you bring to them a kind of sobering quality, a philosophical quality. They feel that you are like, almost like their go-to guru person, okay? Then we get the Four of Swords and the Six of Wands, both in reverse. This person has some anxiety about your connection. I don't know if they would ever admit this, because the King of Wands isn't one for admitting frailties or insecurities, okay? But they don't feel they're good enough for you. They may feel they're not good enough for you. They certainly won't tell you that, and they won't behave like that. But they might feel like they're not, and maybe they're not. I don't know, okay? I don't really subscribe to that whole notion that some people are better than others. You know, you're not good enough for me, or you are good enough for me. I don't subscribe to that. It's a question of whether the connection is pure, of whether you're being authentic with each other, rather than whether one person is better than another. I mean, how on earth do you even judge that? But do you know what? There is some judging going on, and I feel that the way this person feels about you, they do judge themselves. I've got Justice, Libran energy, okay? The energy of the judge and jury, the energy here with the scales of justice, and look, that big sword, okay, the big Libran sword. You cut through the very BS of this person, and they're full of it sometimes. This is the kind of person that if you read their dating profile, you'd be like, oh my God, did you really put that, you know? But they're fun. I don't really get malice from this person. I'm not really getting super shadiness. I'm just getting, you know, almost to the point of it being amusing, a lot of puffed upness and a lot of front and a lot of game and a lot of bravado. A lot of bravado. And then there's you, the High Priestess, Justice, all these feminine archetypes with the big sword, not saying much. You know, not saying much. Just being there is enough to cut through it. Just a look from you cuts through it. Just a certain knowing that you have cuts through this person's BS. But they may feel that they don't have their tricks for you. You don't fall for their tricks. That's it. You don't fall for their tricks. I feel like this is going to escalate in attraction terms for them. Because when I look at, I've got 3 Brian and Wendy Frood Heart of the Fairy Oracle cards. Now this is a card they have in there that has no number and no book meaning, okay? But for me, this card, and I call this card Lady with her Legs Open, okay? Now I don't mean it in terms of that. I mean it in terms of somebody You know how in olden times women were encouraged to sort of sit tight and keep your legs crossed and be good and keep yourself, all the rest of it. This is someone who to me looks like she's having a great time. She's out with the girls on the toadstool. She's cracking a joke. She feels good in her own skin. She's super confident. She's an authentic person. And I want to say woman. So I know I'm not reading entirely for women, but it's a strong feminine energy I'm getting here. You are fierce. Tink. Got Tinkerbell. I've got my lady on the toadstool. This person sees you. In a way, they see you in your power, okay, which I really like. But their immature side of them feels threatened by that. 6 of Wands in reverse. They're not sure how to win with you, okay? And it causes them some anxiety. They don't know how to help you, and they want to help you. And I feel like they don't think that you need them. Okay, and I'm not saying you need to be needy or you need to be anything. In fact, you're being yourself, and I love that. But it's a challenge to this person. This person feels challenged about you, okay? We get Queen of the Day, and the Queen of the Day is someone who comes in and blows magic all over something. It's like, whew, and everything's all right, okay? Now this person deep down is asking themselves, and again we have yin, the feminine energy of yin. This person is asking themselves, what does a person like this need from me? What can I do if I can't pull my normal tricks? Why don't I want to use my different lines on them? And if I do, why don't they work? Okay? I'm not feeling sorry for this person. I think it's quite sweet. Hanged Man in reverse. Nice. I feel like this person has wanted to practice an old relationship pattern with you and hold back. They've wanted to perhaps be non-committal. They've wanted to control it a little bit. I think they've wanted to pull their old stunts, be up to their old tricks. I don't think they can. But I do think they're going through a period of discombobulation while they work that out, okay? And it makes them feel, you make them feel different. And they're not used to that. And I can understand how that might throw them a bit, okay? It doesn't mean you need to do anything or you need to change. It just means that this is the energy and how they feel about you at the moment. And maybe they need to look at their patterns in relationships. And maybe you're causing them to do that. And it makes them feel uncomfortable, okay? It makes them feel uncomfortable. Then we get a leg up, this oracle card. Not a leg over, but a leg up. They, for some reason, want to help you, and they don't see any way in which they can. A lot of their affection is expressed through service, and they don't feel always that they can be of service to you because you can apparently do everything for yourself. Of course, nobody can. And everybody needs things, but this is just how they're seeing you, okay? They're seeing you as that lighthouse, that beacon, that figure, that wisdom, that feminine knowledge that they don't have and that they super need. They need that feminine knowledge. Now, okay, number 3. At the moment, I feel like this is just where it's at. I don't know if you can educate them or tell them. You know, you can't tell them how to feel. You can't tell them how to have a realization on what to do. What you're doing just by being yourself and being there is opening their awareness. Okay, you open their awareness. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at how to proceed with this. I'm going to look at the King of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, your relationship patterns, any shadow sides, and the best way forward, I think, with this, I'm going to look at some timelines, okay? So the link will be in the description box. Do like, share and subscribe, and yeah, leave me a comment and let me know how it resonates with you, number 3. Namaste.